everybody, welcome to GeekStorm. I'm Sean Hilton, owner of Comics Q, founder of the Kokomo Con. Today I am joined by...
You know I don't do my own intros. You've been gone, it's been 2 months, but you should remember that at least.
We're back. So a couple of updates on a couple things. One, GeekStorm is not, I repeat, not a news source. It is editorial with our opinions.
Is it?
We tell you some things and then we tell you what we think about them. If you're using this as a news source, you are woefully behind.
Is that a problem we have to address?
You are lucky enough that, perhaps it is news to you, then that's great.
Okay,
but
cool.
There's been a lot of things going on in the world. I think people are trying to pass off a lot of YouTube crap and other things as news.
Oh, I see. You're commenting on other things.
It's just, it's not necessarily trying to be the snide backwards comment that people might be used to.
Sure.
It's that I think people have gotten in this frame of mind that this kind of thing, this is news.
Right.
It's not. It's not journalism. We're not hard fact checking and going out and doing interviews.
What you're saying is we have a camera and a couple lights and everything we say isn't true.
Exactly.
Okay,
just like everybody else on the internet right now.
Okay.
So, but you give us this format, and I think people think, oh, you know what? Sean and Mike were out there today with their, their
hard-hitting journalism and
microphones in faces, getting some quotes, and that ain't happening.
That's not true.
So
I've been watching a lot of TikTok on the.
So a lot of people dancing?
Yeah, and everybody's got these circle lights, that go right by their faces,
Really?
Yeah, it's like it's for beauty mode, and it's.
I've watched zero talk ticks.
Nope.
None of it.
TikTok.
Not even a little
Some
bit
are
of
funny.
it.
Some of them are funny.
Sometimes you're funny.
Well, let's not
get
in the weeds.
Everybody gets lucky once in a while.
No.
So today we're at our good friends.
We're at 111 East Sycamore, downtown Kokomo. Kokomo Toys. Kokomo Toys and Collectibles. The finest toy store in all the galaxy. You can't. There's. It's just. Where am I going to find Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? Right here.
My Vertuvian hacks.
Oh my gosh.
Of this skeleton figure. Have you seen these?
No.
Have you seen these?
No.
This is like the coolest toy. Check this out.
All right. Wait. Whoa. Should you be opening it?
What? Your watch? Watch.
Whoa. Wait a minute.
Here we go. Wait a minute. Here we go. They have designed these.
Are you kidding me right now?
You can just
steal it without.
The card right out.
Yeah.
Take the figure out of the package.
Yeah.
Display it. Play with it. Put it right back in the package.
Oh, but now it's got people on it.
And these things all pop apart. So like every piece, even though it looks like your standard action figure, you can pop the heads off, the legs, limbs, everything, and then reconstitute it with another figure.
It's clear to me some people have taken this 2 month hiatus.
This is the coolest.
As a time to make some improvements on products.
This is
really,
the coolest.
And really push forward with the technology.
And if you're like a D&D player or a Pathfinder player,
right?
Little too big for miniature to be just like,
they could be giants.
Well, it could be, but if like for a player
they might be giants.
Just to put in front of you during the game.
Whoever thought,
great.
Whoever thought I'd be able to say that in a sentence and it makes sense.
I'm trying to do a built-in ad for the place that's given us a home for like 8 years.
We talked about them.
You just trampled right over it.
No, I said
no. I was in the middle of this great thing to help them sell these $25 figures, and you're just like an elephant in a china shop, man.
Bill S. Preston Esquire.
You gotta give me a little. No, you blew that one. That's on you.
They still might be giants.
It's hey, Fred Willard's dead.
Oh, that's sad. He was one of those guys that I don't think I've ever seen him play. He's a comedic actor. If you don't know who Fred Willard is, he's got his pictures right here. But if he,
there's really probably not.
It's right there.
I would doubt it. I have some doubts.
Osseo Fred Willard. No. Okay, so I don't remember him ever playing a part of a bad guy or somebody who was kind of a jerk. He was just like the father knows best comedian guy that was, you just felt like he was wholesome, or you felt like he was, that's your dad, that's your grandpa, that's somebody that's close to you. He always had that kind of comedic character that he played. Just
back.
Fred Willard. Is that it? Is that all? You have anything to say about Fred Willard and his awesomeness?
Stop. He was like a character actor that only did the same character.
Yes.
So he was a comedy guy. Yeah. He was very lovable. We've lost a whole lot of people, in our lives and behind the camera, in front of the camera. So, sad loss. But I think there's so much loss right now that,
Okay.
I'm sorry if you're a Fred Willard fan.
Cool, why not for Fred Willard, I guess. There you go.
That's what I just said.
This will be the story of you.
So, hey, Geek Street's back open.
It is.
So you can stop in at Comics Cubed. You can come on into Kokomo's finest toy store that we're sitting in right now. American Dream and Hi-Fi, Chapter 2 books, and of course, our good friends over at the Kingdom Cards and Games. Open to the public, taking money, but you know what? We never really closed down in the hearts of the fans everywhere. We were open this entire time.
In some ways, he was never gone.
Online. The values really never left. So stop on in if we've ever needed your support.
Sure.
It's at this point as we start to get bills in again that we're like, oh, holy cow, they still want that money.
Right.
They didn't stop wanting money. It's odd how some things have taken a long time to show up, like my stimulus check. But man, the bills, those seem to always find me right on time. I ordered something and I'm like, all right, this little thing I ordered will make me happy and will help pass some of the time. Just like the hourglass sands going through. But, the water bill? That zipped right through. Showed right up. Not a problem.
Just a little bit of reality into GeekStorm here. Utility companies in Indiana are petitioning the state to allow them to charge people more to get the money back that they lost, or let people not pay their bills. You know, things are bad, we're gonna let you not pay your bill for a while. Okay, but why do I have to pay? I paid my bill. Why do I have to pay extra? Because they decided to allow people who rightfully so couldn't pay their bills, not pay their bills. That's their problem.
So basically, they got the free press of being the good guys with the white hats for the couple of months, and then like, oh, by the way, now we actually have to get all that money back.
Right.
And to do it, we want to raise all of your rates, all of you. Except here's the thing. You know what? I know a lot of people, including myself, that were put out by this thing.
Sure.
There was a lot of people who couldn't go to work.
Right.
There were a lot of people whose livelihoods were either dashed, are still dashed, or now are trying to recover from it.
Right.
Guess who didn't?
Right.
The water company never stopped making money. Oh, guess what? We were all at home using more water. Electricity. Guess what? We were all at home using more electricity. Cable companies, we even said this right before it all went to hell. The person that comes out with the streaming service that says you can have my thing for free for a month, they're the ones going to make all the money. CBS All Access, you got me to do your free thing with Picard. I've now paid for 2 months. I still haven't finished Picard because it ain't any damn good.
Oh, well.
That's right. We'll get into it. So, 2 months. I got it for free. I've now paid for 2 months, and I haven't finished it. Now, we can go into reviewing it. We can talk about it.
Now you're talking about things that are your
fault. Absolutely. But, that is how all of these things work, though. At any point, you can, stop doing it.
That's how Hulu was. Do you remember when Hulu was free?
No,
for the first couple of years.
I got into Hulu after it was
okay. So for the first couple of years, Hulu was free. They didn't have any of the content. They didn't have the original content like that. But they had. It was just all streaming yesterday's shows, that type of stuff. Before all the channels had their own streaming services. And then people like it, and I liked it, and now we pay for it. So it's
anytime you can cancel it.
Sure.
But the thing is they expect you to forget to cancel it for a month or two.
Oh, no,
they're going to get that money.
No question.
So it's automatic, and that's what happened with me. And I keep thinking, all right, I'm gonna finish this.
Yeah.
This is how we can go into the review.
There was nothing like complaining about something that's your own fault.
You've got some stuff on there. So here's how you can review a show.
Okay, go ahead.
Whether you really like it or not.
All right.
Picard. I started it back when I got my free thing. I've now paid for 2 months after my first 3 months.
Okay.
It's only, 8 episodes? 10 episodes at most?
8 to 10. I think maybe 8.
I haven't finished it, Mike.
Right.
That tells me how good it is, at least for me.
You've been busy.
Can't finish an 8 to 10 episode sci-fi show.
You've been busy.
I mean, it's only one episode every 3 or 4 days I would have been done with this thing.
I think I talked about it with Lauren, but Picard is not great. It's okay. It's
and all of you who came to me and said it's the greatest thing ever.
Oh, who did that?
You're a liar.
Who did that?
You're a liar.
I'll tell you what will be the greatest thing
ever.
Liar. The Pike Trek show that comes on.
You love Pike.
What's it going to be called? Something Beyond or Strange New World? Stranger World, yeah.
Pike is probably my favorite all-time Star Trek captain, but probably only because he's never really done anything.
Well, let me tell you something.
Sulu, number 2. Captain Sulu's.
You need to watch Star Trek Discovery Season 2. It is all Pike.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's awesome. He immediately became my favorite captain.
What's the continuity of this show?
What do you mean?
Well, because
Discovery's before Kirk. Way before Kirk.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't watch that crap.
Discovery's way before Kirk.
I mean, I tried to watch the first episode
you
for
mean
free.
a young Spock is in all of season 2? And
Is he?
at the very last frame.
I just assumed it was alternate dimensions or something.
No, the very last
Mirror
frame
universes.
of the very last shot of season 1 is seeing the old classic Enterprise come into frame.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Well, then I'll have to watch because I love Pike.
He's great.
I need to check it out.
And Anson Mount, who I thought would have been a great Cable, Anson Mount is just amazing.
Yeah. Who's Anson Mount?
The guy who plays Pike.
What I know him from?
Remember what was the Hell on Wheels, the locomotive Western TV show?
Oh yeah.
With Colm Meaney,
Yeah.
another Star Trek alum.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of cool. I'll check it out. I mean, it's one of those things. I'll get to it. I haven't canceled it yet. They're going to get at least another 2 months out of me before I even remember to cancel it.
Discovery's pretty good. I really like it. Star Trek Discovery season 2 is great.
Well, that's cool. All right. I wanted to watch The Good Fight. Loved Good Wife, so I wanted to see The Good Fight. I still haven't even watched that yet.
So they've greenlit a series, greenlit a whole season for this new Pike, and it's going to have Rebecca Romijn is number 1. The guy who played Spock is obviously still playing Spock. I don't know if they'll get into other ancillary characters or not, but they have those two at least.
Well, very cool. Hey, got some comics. I'm going to talk about comics. These are from Aftershock. You didn't read any of these, even though it was like, hey, you're like, hey, let's do something. I'm like, hey, don't forget to read a comic.
You didn't say that today.
I absolutely said it yesterday, so you have time to do it.
I'm looking right now, Mike.
Well, you can look it up.
Fact check.
There you go. So, Disaster Incorporated, $4.99 from Aftershock Comics. This is the first issue in a new, what I believe is going to be a limited series. The take on this is dark tourism with a supernatural / horror bent. Now, if you watch a lot of Netflix, there's a show on there called Dark Tourist or Dark Tourism. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I've heard good things about it. But the concept is that people go into places as tourists that you're not supposed to go to. And we're not talking like the abandoned mall or the haunted house down the street kind of thing. We're talking Chernobyl. We're talking about incredibly dangerous places
bad idea.
that people are adrenaline junkies are trying to get into to have a thrill. And this one, we are going into, and this is where you get to correct me for the first time, so welcome back.
No.
We're going to go into Fukushima, the Japanese coastal power plant that had 3 of the cores out of 4 melt down in the reactor. And so, of course, 3 out of 4 cores melted down. A little bit radioactive.
It's almost 75%.
A little dangerous. And you've got a group of tourists that want to go see it, and they pay a group to go into it. But the region, and I don't know if this is true or if it's just made up for the comic book.
It's Fukushima.
I got pretty close then.
Yeah.
You can't even sniff on that. That's kind of boring.
No, I didn't know.
That's a boring correction. There's a supernatural element dealing with samurais kind of protecting the area. So you're getting this dark tourism thing.
Now I want to read it.
Supernatural stuff. You're getting like a Jason Freddy, your masked killer is like the spirit of samurai protecting
this mine now.
Home region. But the thing that's cool and the thing I think I like about it, if you look through this, and you just flip through it while I talk about it a little bit.
I did. I like the art.
Is the color. The palette. Now again, we bring it up and make fun of it.
It's very muted.
I'm a little colorblind, but traditionally when we see a horror comic, it is loaded down in blacks and grays and very somber colors. Often to the point where it's oversaturated to just like force that oppressive feeling on you. This artist chose to go in a very different direction and has used very bright colors. In my untrained opinion, I would say it has kind of that pastel kind of a look to it, very soft colors. And even when the supernatural element shows up, instead of going dark, grainy, and gritty, it's more of just a light gray or even bluish.
It's a lot of earth tones, stuff you don't see in horror books.
Well done. It's set up in a classic horror movie style with your opening being some people who really aren't even bad guys. That are kind of bending the rules, but for a good reason. And then, of course, that's your kill scene, as I call it, that opening scene where you got to have somebody slaughtered to show the ramifications. And then you have the adrenaline junkies and the bad guys and the shady people showing up. We're going to see through their relationships a little bit. We're going to build up those characters, but in your heart of hearts after reading it that we're really just setting up for the final girl, final guy kind of thing. And tons of people are going to be slaughtered.
That sounds like a great TV show, to be honest. That sounds like something that we could watch.
If we're really looking at how most comics are designed in today's day, I think that a creator is going into it almost with the mentality of, I don't need to tell a great comic book story.
Right.
That's a bonus.
Right.
I need to be able to tell a great story that can be adapted to a movie or a television so I can get a payday. Yeah. So that's a new book from Aftershock. Our second one is also from Aftershock. Same book, same week, also a $4.99 cover price. So a little bit pricey compared. Normal books are usually $3.99. The fact that these are $4.99, that's probably one of my only few turnoffs with what we're seeing right now. But if you get it at Comics Cubed, we do offer a 10% discount to subscribers.
That's excellent.
This one, when I originally ordered it, I thought we were going to get kind of a Weekend at Bernie's comedy horror book, and it's called Dead Day. And the idea is that one day, every so many years or whatever, the dead come back to life.
For how long?
It appears that from what we're being told in this book is that it is from sunset to sunup. So it almost feels like The Purge.
Okay.
But with the dead coming back. Now, the way it's portrayed, though, is this isn't zombie-esque, brutal, mindless killers. This is really like your best buddy who died in a motorcycle accident.
Oh, if only.
Is coming back for a night. And
okay, go
people
ahead.
are like preparing for it. So some people are very worried and scared. Other people, because this has happened a couple times before we get to this issue. Other people are celebrating it, like grandma's coming home for the weekend.
Wow.
Kind of a deal. And things of that nature. So the cover gives you this very zombie-esque feel, but the actual inside is not funny, not at all, very wrong on that. It is a very dark and almost realistic look at how this situation would occur. Now, when you say realistic, of course, it's the dead coming back for a day.
Sure.
So obviously we have to, give a little bit.
I want to read both those books.
But
what?
Very dark. Great dramatic storytelling going on. Some of the kind of trite things that you would expect, young kid. Of course, the teenage kid's going to have to sneak out, things of that. But there's still a few twists and turns that make this an incredibly interesting read. So, Dead Day, if you're into the zombie-esque kind of a thing, but also The Purge or just really good dramatic storytelling, a great book to pick up. So those are my two books to talk about for the week. Dead Day, Disaster Incorporated, both from Aftershock Comics.
I like
both incredibly good. Good art in both. Solid storytelling. Disaster Inc., I would liked it to have just been a couple of pages longer. I just felt for my $4.99, you needed to give me just a little bit more. Dead Day at $4.99, though, absolutely pretty much the perfect issue. Both would have been better at $3.99, but we're always going to complain about pricing.
Sure.
So that's just the thing. That was my time. Sorry for taking it all out. What do you got, buddy?
Well, there's so much going on. HBO Max was launched a couple days ago. So now, if you subscribe to HBO,
which one? Any of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's HBO.
Okay.
If you subscribe to HBO, you're allowed to watch HBO Go for free.
Oh.
Okay, and that's all their stuff. If you don't want to subscribe to HBO, you just want the streaming service, that's HBO Now. Okay? And then, but HBO Max has come in and replaced all that. So now it's just HBO Max, and they just loaded it up with content, just like they're trying to compete with Netflix and stuff.
Sure.
So that they grabbed up Friends. They have a huge movie catalog, obviously. They have a huge catalog of amazing originals because HBO has been, since The Sopranos, they've been cranking out just great originals for years, 20 years,
But
yes.
And I don't have HBO. I think I have access to HBO through a friend.
Sure.
But I don't watch any HBO content on the regular. If you'd already had access to HBO, you already had access to all those originals.
Yes.
So, and you already had access to a great movie selection. So what I'm seeing that HBO Max is doing, and it has zero interest to me, is they're just loading up on nostalgia sitcoms. Now, maybe there's other shows that they're also loading up on, but like you said, they grabbed Friends.
They did.
People now on all these Netflix are on these streaming services are globbing onto these feel-good comfort food style television shows to make sure they've got it locked up. So The Office, Friends, name off enough so I can get through these three fingers.
Parks and Rec. There's a lot of them.
That kind of stuff. And honestly, we've had access to all that stuff forever. Most of us have already seen it. You either own it on DVD or you finished it through a streaming service.
Right.
So I just don't know how long this nostalgia wave can keep a whole streaming service going.
You liked Friends, you liked The Office or the whatever, but now we have it. Okay,
You did.
If you want to watch it, you can't watch it on the thing you're watching on. You have to come to us to watch it.
Except I've already seen it. Now, some people are obviously going to want to watch it again. Like I saw somebody mentioning it was like their 4th time through watching Clone Wars, and I like Clone Wars, but I'm like 4 times through.
Yeah.
At some point, you have a problem. You don't have a hobby anymore. It's time for an Roger intervention. But that's just me on that. So I am a little curious. I understand that initially people are like, yeah, it's new, it's exciting, but I'm like, it's not new. All the content you're showing me is amazing. Is Friends? It was from the '90s. It's not new, you know. And I understand that I'm probably the last person on the world who loves hard format. But guess what? I want a DVD collection so that when you move that streaming service to HBO Pluto or some other stupid thing, underground, whatever, I can say, screw that. Here it all is. I have it. And the truth is they sell seasons now, full seasons, so cheaply that I just don't understand.
Okay. Hey, Gen Con got canceled.
I think the easier thing would be is to tell them what is going on.
No, it got canceled.
What I'm saying is what hasn't been.
What do you mean? Everything's been canceled.
It would be easier for you. It would be a shorter list for you to say this isn't canceled.
There's probably there's some convention in Florida, I think, that
Tampa.
They still want to run.
Yes.
They'll all and you know, we're not reporters.
We're not news.
Right.
It's editorial.
We're not news. But
here we go.
You're gonna kill everybody.
come on.
You in Florida, you're gonna kill us all. Okay. Thanks for that. But I hope you got your copy of Goth Girl Ghost, because that's what you went.
Don't badmouth Goth Girl Ghost. That was a good book.
You went there. I said I hope they got their copy.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about the idiots who want to go to a convention in the middle of a pandemic. But whatever. It's cool.
I get why you want to go. I want to go. You want to go.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing is I'm also a promoter for a show. It's one of the things I do, and it helps. Honestly, it helps pay off my 4th quarter and make sure that I survive sometimes. So I like having that. But on the other hand, as a promoter, I have to look at things through the promoter lens, and that also then comes down to being a dirtbag versus being a decent human being. And the dirtbag versus being a human being isn't even based on your health. I can check that at the door. I can get that out of my head. What I can't get out of my head is I'm going to charge my dealers X amount of money to set up at this table to sell this stuff. How can I do that knowing that very likely nobody wants to come to this show now? I'm not going to give you a discount. You're still going to pay for this table. And last year we had 50,000 people through the door. What are the chances that we get 50,000 people through the door this year? That's not going to happen.
It's up in the air.
You know, it doesn't. No, it's not up in the air. It's just not reality. It's not going to happen.
If you're the first show, you're gonna have a lot of people. First show in an area. First show in the South.
But
first show in the Midwest.
I don't think 50,000. If you announced that Gen Con was happening, it was going to happen, because honestly, it was far enough out that it will probably be cleared for an ability to do something like that. Maybe not quite that many people on top of each other, but you could have cleared something. Were you going to go?
No.
I love Gen Con. It is by far one of the things that I look forward to the most. It is very much the pinnacle of my summer. I was not going to go to that con, and I work for a company that does it. They weren't going to go to this con. People weren't going to go. So 75,000 people roll into Gen Con, and all of a sudden you have 25,000 people. I don't see the economic reality of making these big cons work. Then on top of it, yes, the chances of Ebola spreading through this thing are crazy. So I am all with you to the point where also, though, I didn't even go past killing people, just financially doesn't make sense for a dealer. If you're a dealer, stay at home and make that money on Facebook Live, Twitter, Twitch. Twitch has been huge for artists. So now cosplay, you know what? I've seen a ton of groups pop up with Zoom meetings and things like that where people are still cosplaying. So a lot of stuff going on and ways to get around it that are much safer.
Please let us know if you need help with items in the window,
cool.
on the top shelves, or in
All right, everybody, thanks for checking out GeekStorm. Is that our time? You're looking at your watch. Oh, we got 6 minutes left. Did you have something else you want to add besides that?
No, I think we're good.
See? So we're good, everybody.